Hello from St. Louis. I am back with another recap, but this time I'm gonna recap an online tournament which I haven't done previously. I'm considering maybe to do it more often since I am playing a lot of online tournaments and very often quite entertaining games happen. I am playing currently in Champions Chess Tour. Yesterday there was a playing Swiss tournament. I qualified for the Division 2 replacement match, and I am gonna be in Division 2. But in order to get there, I needed to win my match, and there was an interesting situation. I finished the playing as a 13th place, and so I had the right to choose my opponent from the pool. And there were so many strong players. Obviously, I didn't know who to choose. Almost all of them are 2600 classical rated players, and I decided to choose Oleksandr Bortnyk, who I have a very bad score in the past. He has been beating me in blitz and bullet games very often. I mean, he is very good with the mouse. If you haven't heard him, probably you haven't been following online chess. He's one of the best. He bullet players and a blitz player. So it's very hard to play against him when you are in time scramble. But this tournament is 10 plus 2, basically rapid, and 2 seconds should be enough. And I felt like Oleksandr has the worst opening repertoire out of all other players. And I decided that it does not make sense for me to choose anyone else but him, because he's gonna give me advantage. If I don't, I know that he's a great player, but if I don't use that, then it's on me. So let's see what happened in our first game. I played e4. He did not play knight f6, which is his pet line. Alakan, terrible opening, obviously. And actually, he didn't in the first game. He didn't play. In the third game of our match, he played, and he got very bad position. And I should have converted my advantage. Overall, it ended in a draw. So, but in the first game, he didn't want to play knight f6 because I beat him in Title Tuesday one time. Actually, that game, let me quickly show. Very beautiful game. So knight d4, cd, knight c3, bishop b7. It is very short, so that's why I think I can show you. So he plays c6, c6 or knight a6. What's this? I think knight a6. He plays a3, then c6. I went queen c2. In our online game Title Tuesday, he played g6, and I immediately pushed h4. Very strong move. And he grabbed bishop h4. He blundered that after queen d2. He cannot stop my queen h6 idea, and the black is lost. So he lost a game like this against me. And actually, in our match round 3 game, he went for f5. And I don't know what f5 does. It's very bad. White has so many choices. I went for g4 and got overwhelming advantage and didn't use. So anyway, let's focus on the first game. In the first game, he played g6. He didn't want to check my knowledge in Alakan. So I got d4, bishop g7, and knight c3 goes c6 with d5 idea. In general, it's like black is trying to put all the pawns on the white square, light square, and trade the bishop for the knight. That's the plan. So I go bishop e3, d5, f5, and he goes h5. I go f4. He goes knight h6, queen d2, knight g4, knight f3, and trades. Plays queen b6, long castle, and bishop to g4. As I said, he wants to trade. So I go h3. I force him to take. I takes, and in this position he takes his time. He understood that I want to play g4 and f5. He decided to stop my g4 idea, but I thought it was a mistake because now I play f5. Do not pay attention the sign. It's I think very strong move. So he goes gf, queen f5, e6, queen g4, and bishop h6, king b1, and goes bishop f8. So his idea was that he forced my king to be on b1 so he can play bishop a3. At first sight, it looks like a great plan. Now I need to do something, because otherwise, let's say if I play a move like bishop d3, he's gonna play bishop a3, And now knight a4, queen a5, and now where does the knight go? So this happened in the game. And if you want to stop and so I guess maybe, yeah, you can stop the video and try to understand what's happening here, why this is so bad for black, this move. So in the game I played rook hf1. All the engine says bishop g6. I did consider bishop g6, but what I didn't see here, that what happens after queen a4, queen e6, king here, king f6, king here. Oh, I have a intermezzo ba, and this position is winning. I didn't see this idea, so I was but I saw another very interesting move. Again, don't pay attention to engine's evaluation. This is, I think, a great move. So he takes a4. The idea that if he takes a4, I'm going to play rook f7. That was the whole point. So if he goes king f7, rook f1, king e8, I take e6, king, let's say, if bishop e7, there is another nice mate. Rook f7. And if he goes king to d8, then I take a3. Even though black is up a rook, but his rook is out of the game, king is very vulnerable, and there is no easy way to stop all kind of ideas, you know, and king gets mated. So here, Oleksandr decided to stop my idea with playing rook to f8. But does it really stop my rook f7? Nope. I take a3 first and then sacrifice my rook on f7. After this move, black's position is collapsing. He takes rook f7. I go queen e6, king f8, queen c8 check, king g7, and queen g4. So I decided that first I check and then I play e6. I thought that queen is better located on g4, and here he goes rook f6. I have more than one ways to win the game, but I decided this is the simplest one because I know I am threatening e7 and there is no way he can stop. And for him it is unlucky that even here he cannot really sacrifice the queen, because now I check, king here, and then take here, and then b7, the rook is hanging. So this is completely a hopeless position. Instead he goes knight d7, offers me knight sack, but I don't need to take. I push, and the push again. Here he resigned. Engine says I missed opportunity. Apparently this was shorter mate. What I played was mate in 4, but there was a mate in 2, I guess I missed. But you know, it happens sometimes. You have a mate in 4, you are not gonna look for mate in 2, you know. So anyways, it was a very nice attacking game, so I really enjoyed. And then I lost the game, I drew the game, and this was the final game. I thought that maybe we just focus the highlights of the match. And here he played his Jobava London. He plays non-stop. I have played this line against him, and his co-author Naroditsky. Every time I get amazing position against this. I mean, against this move. Actually, against e3, I may not be getting as good results. So against e4, I've already figured out the equality. So don't pay attention. I think knight b5, there should be some e5 move here somewhere. Yeah, queen a5, e5 or something. Black has very good compensation. Yeah, engine not understood. Here they go for this line, like every time. So black gets a very bad pawn structure, but I have a active play, and in this position Bortnyk didn't know really what to do, or maybe he was trying to remember his analysis or something. Last time I think when we played, he got a lost position here, and then he somehow outplayed me in the time scramble. It happens with him a lot to me. Anyways, here he goes rook d1, and in this position I had a few options. I decided to play rook a5, stop knight b5, knight c7 idea. So he goes a4, but now after bishop g7, this pawn is weak. Now I'm threatening bishop c3, rook a4. He goes bishop d2 with the idea that if I take, he can fork my rooks, but I go rook f8. Now f3 is hanging, so I take. And okay, I got amazing position. And from here on, conversion was a disaster. So I gave him activities, and around here I realized that probably I'm not gonna be able to win the game. So anyways, this is very tough position to play. So at this point I thought that the game is gonna be draw, because we have 3-5 against 5, nothing there. And I played a few moves that I think I should have played b5, at least try to trade one pair of the pawns. Instead I go h5, he plays rook e4, checks, king goes here, b4, rook b1, b5, rook h1. It's completely drawish. And here I decided to a little bit continue playing, I guess. At this point I needed to play something like rook h3, and he goes here, I go here, and this is draw. There is no side can make a progress. Instead I go king f6, and immediately he plays rook d7. I take here and goes f4. I did notice this idea. Here I go rook h3. Initially actually I was gonna go immediately this, but instead I played check and then went for here. So I saw all this idea that I can defend b6, so I was like, there is no worries, and he plays rook b8. And in this position something unexpected happens. I mean, okay, at this point I don't have much time, but I totally forgot that my king is on f6, and if I move rook, he gives a check. I move the rook, and he grabs the pawn. And at this point I was like, oh no, I cannot believe I was so mad at the and I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. I play king f5, he goes rook c6, I play h4, and he plays king h4. I take f4, he plays b6. I mean, at this point, as you guys can see, that I had 3 seconds. I didn't have time to think, but I missed the chance to play rook d8 or rook d1 and make a draw. So for instance, rook d1, he goes king h3, I take. So repetition. I didn't see. I played g5, king h3. I mean, both of us missed king h5, king f5. He can go king f6, and this is just winning. He went king h3. I took f3, and actually at this point his position is totally lost. He goes b7 and blunders rook to h4 checkmate. Actually, Bortnyk was streaming at this time, and I mean, I was seeing his face on my Zoom camera. He was in total shock. He didn't see this was coming. Yeah, overall I think we had a very tense match, and enjoyable, I would say. Some great games from his side, from my side. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the highlights of this match. The match consisted 4 games. You can go and check other 2 games that were quite interesting as well. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do it, and write your thoughts about the online games, if I should do more recaps like that. Take care, see you soon.